All right, away we go with best of 5. Brazil versus USA. It's good to get Diaz back in the channel. Such an exciting player to watch. And Chronic, both a kind of like a veteran and also one of the young players at the same time. He's been around since forever. And yeah, I think I do have the game sound muted. Let me unmute that. There we go. Thanks for reminding me, guys. As Diaz hits already an absolute worldie straight away. Chronic trying to fake a challenge here. Doesn't really work out. Diaz collects his flip on the ball and then booms the ball over him. As we get this one started, thanks to Scorpion King for the 4-month tier 1. We've got Swag Frog with the 42-month tier 1. Tier 1 9-month from AGX Jet. Oh, looks like I might be lagging a bit there. Hopefully it's me, not the players. Form 205 thanks to the tier 1. And Colonia thanks to the 60-month tier 1. Rocket League Therapy thanks to the Prime. And Duman Sao thanks to the 9-month tier 1. Says, let's go, much love Johnny, looking forward to the Korea content. Well, if you're watching this on video, I should be in Korea by now, so hopefully we all made it, myself, Rizzo, and CJ, and we're already on that content grind. Be sure to check it out live and on video. Oh my goodness, Diaz just doing his thing already. Look how boost efficient he is as he traverses the entire pitch off his own back corner wall. Heavy hit, reset, and then a pre-flip finish. That's going to be the combo that he uses a lot. If you really pay attention to Diaz long-range air dribbles, they are the reason he always arrives with so much boost is because he invests a lot of boost early in the play to get the momentum at the start. Because if you've got momentum at the start of your air dribble and you keep it the entire way, then you get to cover more distance. Compare that to players who try and start off a little bit more methodically and then they get to the opponent's net and they're completely boost starved. Now Diaz did leave an open in there for Chronic to shoot from distance, so Chronic wasn't able to hit the target. Diaz going to go backboard and watch Chronic steal his boost to the far side of the pitch, but that's conceded position Chronic has. And he wins it back off a nice save. We're doing laps around the pitch, but oh, Diaz nearly got boost control again. Chronic just able to beat him to it. Beautiful catch by the Brazilian. As he forces Chronic back again. He's faked a ceiling challenge. Chronic's going to let the ball bounce as a result. Goes for the ground play instead. Now Diaz full on shadowing. Chronic flicks it past him. 3-1. Perfect finish, and really good adaptation by Chronic as well. When he saw Diaz angling for the ceiling challenge, he thought, you know, none of that. I'm not going to go high. I'm just going to keep it grounded and go for the save. Now, I've realized actually right now, I didn't even mean to do this, but I've left my camera on. I've not done that in a long time, and I'm just going to leave it. So, I mean, if you start with it on, I might as well finish with it on. This is probably a throwback to you guys who watched my channel for a long time. I used to cast with the camera on, and then I decided to stop that after a couple of years. And if you're wondering why I stopped, it's because I realized, you know, every time I'm casting a Rocket League event, I started doing Rocket League live events, something like, you know, 2017 pretty regularly, and I realized that I'd become so accustomed on my stream to using face cam reactions, you know, using actual physical reactions to convey emotion, that it was kind of handicapping my actual commentary when I was only on a microphone. Because I would just, you know, you can't just, when you're only on a mic, make a shocked face to convey shock. You need to actually say something. So I stopped casting with a face cam on so I could get fully locked in to just using the mic. That's a good save by Diaz at the other end. Chronic actually played for a very interesting continuation there. Diaz, again, looking for that ceiling challenge. Chronic went for a ceiling double tap, kind of pinch combination, where he's hitting the ball multiple times and then just straight up into the ceiling. Whether, you know, he gets a double or a pinch, he doesn't really mind. He's just trying to get the play to move faster and hopefully go past Diaz before he can get back into position. Now, hopefully that's just me lagging. Can you guys see that as well? Is that just me? I think it must just be me. The players don't seem to be bothered. Good facial expressions enhance your casting, though. I mean, some people probably prefer it. Some people probably don't like it. But one thing is true: if you are, you know, casting with a face cam on, you can literally just, you know, I don't know, make a real life emoji, and people get it. You know, they know what you mean. Oh, Chronic, that's not the way, bro. That's not the direction. As Diaz gets a 5th goal. I think Chronic might have been just trying to long range. Yeah, he's probably trying to get that a lot higher and go for a double off his own backboard into the corner. It must be me, or Twitch is dying. Hopefully it's just me. Chronic, a little self-pass off the back. Well, oh, Diaz panic flipped. Well, he had control here, but he's completely panic flipped. And that was after waiting patiently. He didn't rush this. He didn't have his wheel on the post or anything. He just panic flipped in the middle of the goal. If you guys got ads, I have no idea how, because I just ran ads before this show match, but that wouldn't, you know, surprise me too much, because Twitch always just runs ads for absolutely no reason when I've manually ran them moments ago. On me, maybe I should have ran more. So fake challenge by Diaz, then a very confident half flip challenge. He did not hold back on that one. Going for a fake high shot into a low 50. Oh, into another low 50. And a 6-3 lead for Diaz. Well, this is the guy who always goes for clean out plays on every opponent. So Chronic's probably thinking that's what he's going to be about in these plays. Nope, he just goes straight through him in the low 50. It's looking good for game 1 so far. Of course, the good news is when I'm casting on the face cams, you guys can see when I'm just like taking a drink of water or something. You won't get confused as to why I've just stopped talking. Nice save by Diaz. A lot of distance on that one as he launches it into his own crossbar. Even has time to grab boost before Chronic can get shots off. Chronic, I think, maybe carelessly there, opts for the shot anyway. Now here comes Diaz with one reset. Might look for a second. No, he didn't have the ability to get back to the ball before Chronic. Now fake takeoff aerial by Diaz. Gets completely shut down. You're loving the face cam, anyways. I didn't even mean to leave it on. I've always turned it off in recent years to cast, but, well, when I'm seriously casting. But yeah, I thought since I've started, I'll finish with this one. And, okay, Chronic does get the floor pinch on target here for a 6-4. That's actually a really good transition. I didn't see how quick that was from across the pitch from Diaz POV initially. That's a very nice transition by Chronic when he, again, sees Diaz going to the ceiling. Oh, Chronic's missed the mid boost. That's a disaster. He would have been in a really good position to win the game if he got that, but he doesn't. He just turned a little bit. Oh, he just turned a tiny bit too soon. The annoying thing about that boost miss, though, is that if he did turn to make sure that he's getting it, he pretty much would have been turning to go up the wall, which is not good in that position. So he didn't want to do that. You wanted to just clip it very, very briefly on his drive-by. Of course, that does mean he's likely now to lose this game. He's trying to conjure up some kind of goal-scoring opportunity, but it's not going to happen. Diaz going to take the opener. We just got done watching Diaz play against Chronic's teammate Jack in a ranked game before we started the show match. Spoiler for that one. Yeah, Diaz won that as well. So I guess, you know, if Chronic can't take him down in the show match, we might have to hit up First Killer, see if he can save Gen G from Brazil's hottest prospect of RCS 2024. Teriyaki Child, thanks to the 33-month tier 1. Welcome back to the channel. Saw7 Bean with the 49-month prime. Appreciate you. Yeah, we're starting to see some themes develop in that first game. Number 1, Diaz ceiling challenges. What can Chronic do to try and counter that? He tried a few different things in game 1. He tried just dribbling instead when he saw the ceiling challenge coming. That did work. He also tried a floor pinch a couple times, or a floor pinch that did work, and a ceiling pinch that didn't work, but it almost worked. So I think Chronic's got some good ideas for how to counter Diaz ceiling challenges, and I think it's in fact Diaz who has to be careful using that in the right position. So now here comes Diaz, another big play attempt, looks for the low 50 mid-air this time. Chronic does get the save and should be scoring the first goal. Yes, he is. Doesn't need to hit the tight angle rebound, it's just gone straight in. And that's a much better start there for Chronic. It looks like he is going to need to do quite a lot of defending in this matchup. Diaz has had the majority of the possession so far, but Chronic doesn't mind defense. If you've watched his one's career over the years, in fact, he used to pretty much just be predominantly a defender. He was a very reactive player way back in the day. I feel like that might be just NA style historically. I'm not sure if you guys would agree, but when you compare the top NA 1v1 players to the top MENA 1v1 players especially, but also the top SAM 1v1 players, and to a lesser extent the top EU 1v1 players, I think the NA players are a little bit leaning more on the reactive defense side of things. As Chronic gets another goal against maybe a careless Diaz ceiling challenge. He didn't hear me at the start of the match, I guess. He's got to be careful with those, because Chronic is well aware of them, and he's got lots of different ideas or how to stop them from working. That's a tough full pitch air dribble to get going. Not a lot of momentum on the initial touch there. Diaz kind of went for it anyway, and he's going to get punished again. You know, Chronic moving in on this makes sense, because even Diaz, from that awkward of a position, is going to have a really, really hard time getting that over the defender. Reactive defense style as opposed to what? Well, okay, the alternative to reactive defense is active defense. So that was a reactive play by Chronic. He's faked a challenge, and then he's looking to react to what his opponent does in response to his fake challenge. The active defense in that position would have just been challenging, just going for the ball. That is the active option in that position we just saw. But there's, you know, active positions and reactive, or rather there's active and reactive variations of pretty much all positions in Rocket League, and the active positions tend to lean a little bit more on the aggressive side of things, and the reactive ones are a little bit more passive, a little bit more risk averse. Whereas, yeah, when you're actively defending, you're trying to force the issue, you're trying to play as quickly as possible. Speak of the devil, Diaz absolutely launches himself underneath the ball in this play. What a first touch that is, before chain dashing alongside the ball and nailing the wall shot. Yeah, one of the reasons why, if you want me to give my theory as to why MENA and South America have developed as the most active defensive regions historically, are, you know, it's because they play high ping. You know, the MENA players play EU servers. The SAM players, a lot of the guys who've been really good at 1v1 over the years, have played NA servers, particularly US East. And if you're playing on high ping, it is very difficult to play reactively. Reacting to what your opponent does, very difficult when you've got the high ping connection. It's almost better, in most cases, to just go and hope that you can get a good read on what the opponent is doing. And if you can't, then, alright, too bad. Oh, Chronic, you should stop the ball there. Is he going to do it? No, he's just shooting it. I thought he was going to go for the stop of the ball there, but Diaz did come back. That would have been so smart to stop the ball, because he saw Diaz stop moving, didn't he? Yeah, he saw Diaz stop. You got to go for the... You got to stop the ball on the goal line there. You got to slow it down. Chronic doesn't go for it there. I'm a bit disappointed. He's still got a really good position for himself here, though. He's adapted very well. Diaz... Oh, he didn't see him hanging about in midfield there, though. So Diaz sticks around in midfield with low boost. Chronic thought he would back off to the back corner there, so he's thinking he could just turn and take the ball for free. But Diaz did not go back corner. He just stayed in the middle and shoots. Yeah, Diaz is rumored to be joining Complexity. I've heard rumors that he is, rumors that he's not joining Complexity. Nothing official. Oh, tight angle double just wide by Chronic. But that, yeah, the rumor is that he's joining in place of Dorito, which would be a very interesting team. We'd have, Diaz teaming up with Razebull CRR. If that is the case, I don't personally know. Which I prefer, to be honest. I like not knowing, saying of course you can speculate. If I did know, I'd have to say I know too much. If I speak, I'm in big trouble. Diaz wayward with the double reset attempt. Chronic with a counter. Looks like he might be able to squeeze it through. Oh, never mind. What a save by Diaz! As he just about pings it into the post in time. Diaz fake challenge. Chronic not falling for any of them. That's beautiful by Chronic. And now in reverse sets up the airball shot. Phenomenal stuff by Chronic. Not falling for any of these fake challenges. Just taking his time and scoring his 6th goal of the game. AJG didn't get kicked because of one open net miss, I'm sure. I'm sure that's not the one reason. I don't know why AJG got kicked, but there's a lot of things going on behind closed doors with every team. You never know the full story unless you're in the team or, you know, a close friend of the team. Chronic's playing a great game here. He's had the most important thing is he's had a good read on Diaz, and Diaz calls next, so we are gonna end this one at 7-2. Chronic tying the series 1-1. Nothing but net on that last play. I agree, Diaz. Chronic. Very nice open net accuracy. Interesting stuff happening in the off-season. Did I hear Joyo left Moist? Yeah, I saw they announced that today, didn't they? I saw some announcement on Twitter. Was that real? That was rumored as well beforehand. Kind of crazy to think that Moist will not have any of the original roster left on the team. Yeah, rumor is he's headed to Oxygen. Oh, what a read by Chronic. Diaz is being super tricky there, making it very difficult to know exactly when he was going to dodge into that ball. Chronic doing his best he can with what boost he had in that position. I think he can be pretty happy with how he played that one though, because that was a horrible position. He survived it, and now he might be even going for a shot. No, controls the touch instead. That's probably a good idea. Looking at how awkward that was, and also the fact that he didn't have a lot of momentum. You know, when you don't have a lot of momentum and you're playing for a double, and then a redirect off any wall, back wall, side wall. If you don't have a lot of speed, as you guys will know if you're familiar with redirect physics in Rocket League, if you're not yourself moving quickly in the opposite direction from where the ball is, or if the ball isn't moving quickly in the opposite direction from you, then you're not going to be able to generate a lot of power with a redirect. It's just going to be more of a touch, a normal looking touch. It's the difference. If your car is going one way, the ball's going the other way, that's what will make a redirect touch, even if it's a very slight touch, super powerful. Wow, I mean, you're going to see how hard that play was to defend. Chronic ties the game. An exquisite reset of his own. He wasn't rushing that one at all. He just waited for Diaz to commit and snipe the shots over him. This is looking very dangerous for Diaz. He started the better of the two players, but now Chronic seems to have a good read on him. Still, good news for Diaz is he is getting a lot of the ball. Chronic is reading so many plays though. I mean, he's read a floor pinch set up already this game. He reads the direct air dribble there by just covering high. I mean, that's usually the direction you want to cover with your air dribble defense. Cover high first, and oh wow, patience by Diaz defense. In fact, he's kept control here. That's phenomenal stuff. Both players trading heavyweight defensive blows in this game. Diaz not known for his defense as much as Chronic is. Might be thinking about using a reset here. No, instead going to wave dash for the recovery. Chronic, a chance to make it 2-1, and he will with a close range flick. This is a great shot selection by Chronic. I don't know if this is part of his calculation, but if you are, you know, trying to make life difficult for a player with a yellow ping or higher, yeah, flicks are a great choice. Very, very difficult to react. Like I said, when you're on high ping, that could be a reason why, like I mentioned earlier, SAM players over the years, MENA players have opted more for lunging challenges as their bread and butter, and then only supplementary fake challenges when they want to keep it mixed up. What's my Gen G 1v1 rank order? Oh, that's a great question. I think after Salt Mine 3, you'd probably have to say First Killer number 1 out of the Gen G players. Number 2, oh wow, I mean, it's so difficult actually. Very, very difficult. Ah, man, I don't know. I guess I'll say Chronic, because didn't they run Chronic at Gamers 8 instead of Jack? Or did Jack come in after Chronic lost the game? I've totally forgotten who played at Gamers 8. Chronic just scores another effortless reactive play. He's waiting to see what Diaz does in defense and completely outplaying him. But I think, you know, Appjack is a very good series player. I think in a 1v1 series, he can beat anyone. He's a very smart player. And, you know, Chronic has done a great job. Speaking of, you know, smart players, Chronic's adapted brilliantly to Diaz's game, and it didn't take him too long. He is now consistently stopping Diaz from scoring, stopping Diaz from outplaying him, and at the other end of the pitch, he's having a lot of success with his own outplays, making Diaz's life exceptionally difficult. Chronic has to back off in case of a long shot. Diaz instead takes it to the mid boost and now goes for a lower reset on the ball. Second one as well, and Chronic's pre-jump saved it. I mean, double reset. Chronic reads it the whole way. Is there anything Diaz can do that Chronic wouldn't read? Ceiling challenge again by Diaz. Oh, what a play by Chronic. That's what I'm talking about earlier. Diaz has got to be careful with these ceiling challenges because Chronic has got some counters for that. One of them is just quickly getting the play going before the ceiling challenge can arrive. Diaz had not arrived on the scene yet. He was not goal side. The Chronic just double taps it over him. He nearly did that in game 1 as well. He tried to go for a double tap kind of pinch off the ceiling. Great play to go for against the ceiling challenge that's coming in from the side like that. Diaz not even going to get on the score sheet here either. The pre-flip clear from Chronic. That boost is not spawning for Diaz, so that's going to be Chronic's boost as well. Diaz has to score soon, and surely he will. No, not yet, as the ball gets away from him. It's a very frustrating end of the game here for Diaz. Still some time to go. He just cannot get the ball past Chronic, and it's getting worse and worse, it would seem. Instead, before it gets better, here comes Diaz, this time with a fake ceiling challenge. Chronic seems to be reading every single fake challenge that Diaz goes for, though. Whenever he is faking, Chronic just isn't committing. He's just waiting patiently to read Diaz. As those of you who watch a lot of Diaz 1v1 in the past 3 or 4 months will know, very, very difficult to read this guy. There's a nice play by Diaz. Out of all the plays he's done today in offense and all the outplays he's gone for, that is probably one that you guys can likely recreate yourself. You know, just getting the ball in a bounce-able position next to a sidewall, play it into the sidewall with a flip. You're going to recover earlier during that flip than you would regularly, and that way you can make another play on the ball more quickly. That's, of course, your wheels land on the wall when you flip onto it earlier than they would if you full rotate and land on the ground again. Wow, Diaz calling next after 6-2. This is very, very impressive by Chronix. Diaz is in form right now. I don't know what his rank is in RL Duels, but he's active in ones at the moment. And I'll have to check for you guys, see where he is, because I know he's active right now. Diaz has been playing a lot of show matches. He's playing tournaments. Yeah, he's number 4 in RL Duels, which is usually pretty accurate for ranking same region players. And you know, they are different regions, Diaz and Chronic, but they play on the same server, so they're same region when it comes to 1v1. Chronic is ranked 22. This is going to skyrocket his ranking if he can win this. And Diaz will likely plummet a bit. Yeah, shout out to the guys at RL Jules. I'm not directly affiliated with them. I just think the site's really cool, so I do like to talk about it. The site ranking is rljules.gg, all rljules, all one word, of course, .gg, if you want to check it out. It ranks kind of like an ELO system. It ranks 1v1 performance internationally. I think Daniel's number 1 right now, but I don't know how long he has. When was the last time Daniel played? I don't know how long he has to be inactive to disappear from that number 1. But he's definitely not active right now, so he's got to come back. When are we going to get Daniel come back? If he just comes back and beats the top player, then he can stay 1. Oh, scoreboard's wrong, yeah. You can make a case for Daniel 1 for sure, but yeah, right now somebody was asking me the other day, who would I put at number 1? And I like to keep it to active players, otherwise you're just going to have situations occur like back in the day where somebody retires at the top and they never move down. Like, you've got to, you know, have some kind of a reward for active player stats. Wow. That is an amazing save by Diaz. I can't believe he managed to get enough momentum with that internet save to bump Chronic back into the ball, or just get a touch on the ball before Chronic. Pretty hard to see in that interaction. And now Diaz up 1-0 with a flick. I mean, he's completely changing up his game plan here. No more aerial play. Straight to the ground. And it's a very good one. Perfect, in fact, to go up 1-0. Johnny NA hater confirmed. Not at all. If Rawas was sitting number 1 in the leaderboard, which I'm sure he will at some point in the future, and then he doesn't play for, you know, 3 months, I'll tell you the same thing. You can't have him number 1 when he hasn't played for months, when other players are remaining active. I don't know. What do you guys think? We can agree on this together. What do you guys think the cutoff should be in 1v1? I'm not saying that these players should stop getting invites to tournaments and stuff. Obviously, that's different. Your past performances and your previous success can obviously be used to do tournament invites. But okay, in tennis, I know in tennis they do 1 year. If you take a whole year out, you're going to lose all your circuit points, and you can only come back in as a wild card to events. But tennis is it's a much slower moving sport than Rocket League is. Rocket League changes a lot faster. I think a year's a bit long. I think the game moves a lot in a year. I think 3 months is pretty good. Do you guys like 3 months? Because 6 months in Rocket League feels like ages. Surely we've got to incentivize 1v1 players to play more than once every 6 months. Even once every 3 months is pretty ridiculous. Surely we've got to incentivize more gameplay than that. Maybe 2 months. Because at the end of the day, like, the whole point of what is it called? Rank decay, I think it's called, is to encourage activity. We all 1v1 fans, I'm sure, would agree. We want active players at the top. So you don't encourage that by allowing somebody to sit number 1 and not play. You encourage that by forcing, you know, players to play if they want to hold their rank as a number 1. But yeah, obviously it's not an official rank or anything. RL Jules is a fan-made site. Very cool though. I love it. It's a great project. Yeah, my number 1 right now is probably Rawas. After, well, EU server Rawas looked pretty different. I'm gonna say that's probably my number 1. Ooh, Look at this new defensive Diaz. He had a worldly of a save to open the game. Now another very nice reaction. Remember, I gotta keep saying he's 120 ping here, 116 ping. That is cat-like reflexes to be making these stops. Definitely a game plan change after he got countered not one game but 2 games. He's switching it up in this one, and that's what's leading to a bit of a lower scoring game. Now it's Chronic actually who's getting read by Diaz. Diaz stealing every single boost on this side of the pitch, and now he'll go high because he knows Chronic does not have the boost to really challenge him early here. Reset for Diaz. Low shot, and Chronic reads it the whole way. Well played by Chronic, not getting jumpy, even though Diaz is threatening him with all kinds of shots right now, and Chronic spots an opening. Manages to dodge the bump by Diaz on the recovery. The shot on net, though, is a bit lackluster by Chronic. That was definitely a letdown after an impressive sequence to win back possession. Chronic fakes high, brings it back down. Diaz with a flip cancel challenge there. You notice that he did flip cancel because he wanted the hitbox to remain as big as possible when it arrived at the ball. The jump by Chronic to dodge the demo. He's messed up his recovery though, and it's 3-1 Diaz. Well, we could easily go into game 5 here. What is Salt Mine? Salt Mine is a 1v1 tournament. Salt Mine 3 occurred in October through December of last year. I don't have any news on when Salt Mine 4 or if Salt Mine 4 will be coming soon. When it'll be. You guys all know. Oh, okay. Diaz just started playing himself. You guys all know that I've always, got long-term plans, got stuff cooking up. Sorry, Diaz, we have to see this again though. He did have his dodge, so he might have outplayed himself there. I mean, he was obviously worried about what Chronic was doing. He wanted to cover high, but he dodged after the ball reached him, which is very strange. Because obviously, if he dodged earlier while flying up, he would have killed his upward momentum and maybe got a touch on the ball. Didn't get the right read at all. Still a very close game. Huge pre-jump by Chronic. Oh my goodness, what a challenge. Oh, that's outrageous. Diaz loves to air dribble off his own backwards. Chronic just pre-jumped off the wall with both jumps. He went all in for that. He did not have a dodge. He just double jumped off the wall right into that position that Diaz likes to start all of his full pitch air dribbles from. That's phenomenal by Chronic. He's been backing off against a lot of those today. Not that one. Oh, nice finish by Chronic as well to make it 4-3. Well, after all that, he's back to a 1-goal deficit. And I think... I don't know what Diaz was doing with this. Did he bump him? He might have bumped him. Either way, difficult save for Chronic after losing the kickoff. Yeah, best thing about Salt Mine, AFL playoff format. RLCS should take notes. Now, was it an open net miss for Chronic? Possibly. Was it a pass to Diaz? Definitely. Here he goes. Looking for the catch. Maybe could have gone for a pogo outplay there, but he got a slightly earlier touch on the ball. Instead, played for the catch. Oh, nice pull shot in defense, so by Diaz. Secures back corner boost. With just 15 seconds left in the game, he could be sending us to game 5. It's just a standard air dribble for now, but it's nothing but standard. Nothing standard about that one after the reset. Chronic tried to flip onto the boost. Missed it. And now here he goes with the early flick. Does he have a bounce to work with? He does, but unfortunately Diaz has the ball. Chronic with a very, very tough position. Can't do anything about it. And we do go to game 5. Brilliant stuff. Don't have the connections to make AFL format a real thing in RLCS. I mean, in the past, RLCS have asked me about format questions. I've never reached out to them. Yeah, they usually come to me if they want anything in the past. But obviously things are different now with Epic and Blast. Hopefully Twitch, or not, gonna run ads during this game. Hopefully. Let's find out. Touch of wood. I don't want to jinx it. Game 5. Diaz fake kickoff off the bat. And a back corner possession, which he fakes high, takes low, and then goes high again. Chronic didn't really have too much to worry about there. There was no real imminent threat, so he just took his time. And it is his possession. Now listen guys, this is ridiculous. I've just got a notification from Twitch saying ad starting in 9 minutes 45 seconds. I don't think this game's going to take that long. I think we should be in the clear. Twitch, I've just got done running ads. Why are you trying to run more? I've literally just ran one. We just got one. It was me. I did that because it was between games. thought it would be a good time to do it. Anyway, hopefully it doesn't happen. I'm preemptively sorry if it does. Touch wood. Alright, is Diaz going to go for a full pitch air to Diaz? Oh, he faked it! That's amazing. That is some next level metagame by these two. In the last game, Chronic pre-jumped this exact setup. So this time Diaz fakes it and goes underneath the pre-jump. Now, I pointed out in the last pre-jump challenge that Chronic did in this position, he used both of his jumps and he had some upward momentum, so it's very, very hard to recover from that if Diaz doesn't, in fact, go for the immediate play high, which he didn't. As Chronic played him in, no, he's just got enough of a hit on that ball to put it back well. That's a beautiful first touch by Diaz, so it's very hard for Chronic to reach that. There's nothing he can do as Diaz fakes a shot the entire time and then just half volleys it in as it bounces. You'll notice that first touch from Diaz is so far away from the wall that if Chronic wanted to challenge, he'd have to use all of his boost, and he's worried about using all of his boost in that position because Diaz is behind the ball, and a 50-50 will probably favor Diaz, who has the boost advantage. So yeah, tough position for Chronic. You don't challenge, Diaz is in a good position. You do challenge, and Diaz could be in an even better one. Oh, what a save. Well, Chronic's stopped the first play, and he's actually managed to persuade Diaz not to shoot on target with the next one. Chronic didn't have top shelf covered there, but he still got Diaz to bail out the play. Now he saves the double tap with a pre-jump. This defensive stand by Chronic, impressive as it is, has not dispossessed Diaz just yet, who eventually finds a way through. Early reset and a 3-0 lead. Yeah, Diaz has come back to life in this final game. Chronic had enough of this low boost defense life. He dove in, and Diaz saw it coming. It's a dangerous thing about diving into Diaz aerial game. He can make a play on the ball the majority of the time. Can Chronic get back to this one? He's definitely trying to. He does, but Diaz has flown in the way of it and nearly makes a spectacular save. I don't know how he managed to get back to this in time. Diaz straight down the middle, jumps over the ball. Probably tried not to own goal there as he rushed back into defense. He didn't want to fly low into it in case he pinched it in his own net with Chronic. This is not going well for Chronic from the center circle. Oh dear, it's 4-1. Chronic needs some kickoff coaching in this one. I don't know if he's still in comms after scrims with his teammates, but he needs some help. He's lost a couple kickoff goals on the inside this these last few games. This time wave dash recovery will give him more of a fighting chance, and he does. At least back Diaz up briefly, but it is still going to be a Diaz advantage off the back corner ball. You know he's going for it. Reset as he continues a high momentum play, but he loses all his momentum there. Slow recovery. Chronic going to try and counter attack. Well, that's still the case, and wow, that's one way to do it. With absolutely no time wasted, Chronic plays the ball with one touch, resets, and then completely changes its direction. He's nowhere near to Diaz when that goes in. That's a beautiful finish. Chronic on the board. It's the kickoffs that have been the issue, though. Diaz is switching it up brilliantly on him. It's very, very tough to play against. Oh, wow. Crossbar pinch save by Diaz. Unfortunately for him, goes on the goal line. Chronic's shot was a banger here. No boost. Look at that shot. Diaz managed to crossbar pinch it into his own post. If that had gone back corner, it would have been a brilliant save. As is, it was simply nearly a brilliant save. Diaz looking to take the ball back to his corner. Chronic just declines the mid boost in order to play the ball instead. And is that going to age well, that decision? It looks like it might. Well, it looks like the longer we go into this play, the more of an advantage Diaz is building for himself. Chronic may have overstepped. He has. Well, if you're going to stay upfield this long with no boost when your opponent has the ball, you need to do something. And Chronic didn't really do a lot of anything there. He was just driving around as a spectator. I think he had to bump Diaz either on the takeoff or on the landing there. It's the only real play he had. He didn't do either. And Chronic could pass himself here. Instead he opts for the ceiling play. Goes top bins. Oh, it's perfect. 5-4. Chronic back within one. And he had options here. He could have played that high and gone for the immediate goal, denying the boost grab. Chronic decided, you know what, I don't care if Diaz is 100 boost. I'm just going to outplay him. And it was, again, a very, very clear outplay. Chronic not giving Diaz any chance to get near the ball as he's scoring it. Diaz off the sidewall with another air dribble. He goes low with it, and it's still past Chronic, and it bounced off the inside of the post. It should be open for him. It is. Chronic scrambling here. It wasn't a bad idea there by Diaz. He went low with the air dribble because he saw Chronic ceiling challenging. And he managed to get the ball under him before he could recover. Oh, what a counter. Diaz, 7-4. He saw the fake kickoff by Chronic and played for the single jump into the ball, wave dash, and a dodge to finish. Still plenty of time for Chronic, but it's not looking good. I'm not too hopeful for this. His kickoffs have been very Diaz favored in this last game. He has completely outplayed Chronic with the kickoff game. This one's a better one for Chronic, but it's not ideal. So yeah, Diaz might not have boost, but he does have position to pressure him. Chronic's going to again allow Diaz to even out the boost disadvantage and go for an outplay. And will he get it? Oh, he will! Oh my goodness. I wasn't sure if he was going to get this one because he kind of lost control of the ball. Ceiling double, and then the flip reset attempt into a bump. Now he might have actually bumped Diaz there, but Diaz save maybe not the right angle to be coming from. He was most likely expecting Chronic to reset and shoot the ball. That's a Chronic play for the bump instead. It's a super technical play, by the way. Ceiling double flip reset bump. Not something you see every day. Yeah, Diaz simply outplaying Chronic in the kickoff. So Chronic's very side onto the ball there. He needs to get goal side. Diaz is going for big wins. Chronic tries to push it around him. Diaz just too strong again. Boost steal from Diaz. Whiff on the backboard by Chronic, and this is not going to be an easy challenge. He's got a lot of boost saved up though. Tell you what, Diaz might not realize how much boost Chronic has saved in this play. And that does allow Chronic to seal the possession away. And a goal here would make it anyone's game. And again, Chronic outplays him. I mean, Chronic's outplaying Diaz every single time he can get the ball into the air. This is unbelievable. Both players have had such success in this last game when it comes to offense. He's still in it, but the kickoffs are a continued problem. Diaz wins again. Chronic just looks like he's overthinking the kickoff. He's all over the place with his approach. Diaz reset. Chronic with a nice challenge. Match Diaz's height with the play perfectly. And again saves up an awful lot of boost. That's going to help him threaten a counter-attack. Or maybe even just go for one directly. Diaz overhead read. Get some distance on him. But Chronic's obviously confident in his aerial game in this fifth game. Why wouldn't you be? He has had so much success, and he continues to have success. It's within one. And obviously, when you've been scored on as many times as Diaz has with Chronic's aerial game, you're going to be pretty jumpy. Chronic reads the pre-jump, gets in front of him, or that's happened in front of him, and goes underneath. Now, at the tail end of the game, we might actually see a Chronic kickoff win. We actually do see one. It can't happen, and it's a tie game immediately. Diaz panics, and we have a tie game. Well, can you believe it? He couldn't win a kickoff to save himself all game, but in clutch time, he wins it, seals the boost, outplays the challenge. And can he win another one? Chronic from behind in game 5. Diaz has to concede mid-boost to him. Chronic cuts in field this time, no aerial play. Diaz almost gets faked out again. He almost outplayed himself. Chronic still threatening. Diaz closes the gap. 0-second play. Maybe attempted there by Chronic, but instead we go to overtime game 5. These two have been a perfect match for each other. What a script. And it will be right back to Diaz. Oh, he faked the mid-boost. Went back corner, but Chronic didn't get faked there, and he almost own goal. All right, Chronic, got to be careful there, buddy. Diaz spots Chronic taking a while to turn. Goes backboard over him. Chronic's very awkward in the back corner there, but he does well. But he may have been boxed out of the play here. Pit maneuver from Diaz. Forces Chronic back. And it is going to be another Diaz opportunity. Decides to go low for it as well. Both players taking their time here. Trying to make good on the final goal of the game. Diaz fakes to take the ball back. Loses control. Chronic long shot. Diaz boostless. This should be Chronic's game, surely. Oh, it's an absolute worldie. What a way to finish. Chronic sends it high, fakes a high shot, and floor pinches it. I mean, it's kind of a floor pinch half volley combo. What a finish. To chip that up over Diaz from that range is unbelievable. And what a game between these two. GG's. Thanks to both of them for playing the late night ones. Unreal. What a comeback by Chronic as well. Never gave up. Absolutely never gave up. 3 down in the minute to go. Stuck in it. Continued to outplay and won the clutch kickoff to tie the game. That is a 6 series. Wow. Another one? Nah, we're not going to be able to do another one. I've got a flight in. I've got to leave in 3 hours, mate. Oh, for goodness sake. Right.